Hey, what's up, guys? Mike here with the R.W.O. PDR podcast, the real world order of PDR. We got a real estate kind of episode tonight, episode 71. But first, let me introduce my special guest tonight. Oh, but first, guys, before I introduce my special guest, let me wish my friend Dave Bourne. He works for me. He's a hell chaser. He had a heart attack last Sunday. He's doing good. Just want to wish him the best. And Dave, get better. All right. But anyways, let me introduce my special guest tonight. He is from Jeffersonville, Indiana. He graduated from Indiana University Southeast. He used to install car stereos at Rob's Touch of Class a long time ago. He owns one of the fastest growing real estate companies in Southern Indiana and Kentuckiana. He is owner of Greentree Real Estate. He is my friend, Mr. Mark Hack, everybody. What's going on, Mark? Welcome to the R.W.O. PDR podcast. Did you ever think you'd ever be on a dent podcast?
Oh, man, never. Wasn't on the radar.
Well, we're competing against the presidential debate tonight. So
this is probably going to be a better conversation than that one anyways.
Probably. Yeah, right. Our ratings will be way better. Get my comments put up here. So, guys, just to explain, Meta has messed up StreamYard. You guys know all that stuff. So I will try to get your comments. Probably won't get a lot of them in because of that. So, but anyways, Mark, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Mike.
This is a paintless dent repair podcast, and Mark owns a real estate company, and dent guys like to buy property.
They should.
Yeah,
they should.
So, but Mark, let's go into your story for a little bit, man. Let's talk about.
Let's start where I know you from. Yeah, I used
to go back to the beginning.
I used to ride around on a moped, wishing I could afford to have you paint my car back in the day. I was probably 15, so that's where it started. My story came out of college as a finance major, got into the mortgage side of things. Started a mortgage company, ran it for years. I had always dabbled in buying and selling single family real estate. I think that's kind of where most investors get their start, is usually flipping houses.
Right.
Flipped. The mortgage business got super regulated. It was really tough for the small companies to make it. I had gotten my real estate license while I was a loan officer and owning the mortgage company. Started selling real estate. I knew that I didn't want to work for anybody. I had never worked for anybody before. So I started growing the brokerage. We went from 3 agents to about 60, really quick. I was still flipping at the time. I guess my real estate investment side, I had started with single family. I kept flipping. I would keep a few, rent a few. Got to the point where I could start doing some development. A local developer kind of taught me the ropes on that. Started doing small neighborhoods, built new construction homes, still do some customs, got in the development side. And then finally I've landed in the multifamily space and doing apartments now. So it's kind of just dominoed up to that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's So I listened to, of course I listened to real estate podcasts, like Bigger Pockets and Grant Cardone. And they speak highly of multifamily, investing. And
it's a really good space to be in. For me, my real estate's my retirement. Like that's the only thing. Real estate's really pretty much all I've got. I don't do stocks. I don't do any investments. It's all real estate. And multifamily is a pretty risk adverse, way to build wealth. Yeah, and real estate in general. If you're a business owner, in my opinion, owning real estate should always be a part of your business.
Right.
I know a lot of guys right now rent rates. If you were looking to get into it right this second, rates are kind of deterring some people. But like you said, tonight's the debate. We need to see where this economy goes in the next 6, 12 months.
This election year is going to be huge.
Yeah, a lot of people, a lot of money on the sidelines, a lot of people on the sidelines right now because they're not sure where our economy's headed.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So, so Mark, when I met you, of course, we're going to go back to the beginning.
Okay.
When I met Mark,
it up.
So I had of course, a lot of people don't know, I had a small business when I was 21, and we painted cars. And Mark came to me. You were a kid, you were in high school.
For the record, I was 16.
You were 16. Mark came to me in high school, and now when I, of course, go a little further than that, Mark used to install car stereo. So Mark's been a part of the automotive industry.
I have.
Very at a young age. So like, you just got into this real estate thing. You just kind of,
I just fell into it. I
Yeah.
mean, it was like I said, when I finished college, in my mind, like all through college, I was going to be on Wall Street as a stockbroker. That was
Right.
or something in wealth management. I came out. I had somebody approach me about the mortgage industry. This was 2005.
Okay.
I'm showing our age here a little
Yep,
bit. 2004,
right.
2005. And of course, the minute I get the mortgage company up and running and everything's great, the 2008 crash hit.
I remember that.
Yeah,
year.
that was a tough year for real estate in general.
Started my business. Yeah.
So, but I made it through that. We got through it. And I was, as a mortgage guy, you kind of lean on real estate agents for referrals. That's kind of like to me, I feel. So back then, there was two ways of getting business. It was either referrals from mortgage loan officers or insurance agents, or you call leads. I've always been taught that leads are a job, referrals build you a career.
Okay.
So I steered away from leads. I never purchased leads. I always built relationships in our community, just trying to get out, meet people, and getting people to let you finance their $300,000-$400,000 house when you're 24 years old is tough.
Yeah.
They just don't want to put you in that seat, So I was giving out all these referrals to real estate agents. Hey, I got somebody that's pre-approved that's looking to buy. Can you help them? But I wasn't getting anything back. So I was like, well, you know what? I'll just become a realtor too.
Yeah.
And at the time, you could do both. HUD stepped in and kind of made it a little tougher for a while to be licensed as a real estate agent and a loan officer at the same time. But I think you can do it again. I think they passed it now where you can do both. So I got my real estate license. I loved the real estate side of it. I was already flipping houses. I flipped my first house when I was 18.
Wow.
Yeah. And
young, man.
I was flipping them little cars, the imports, back in the Fast and the Furious days.
I was into that business too.
And then I did one house and I was like, well, man, I got to do 10 cars to make what I'm doing in one house.
One house, yeah.
And back then it was much more lucrative than it is now. You didn't have technology has changed things so much. There's so many different ways of flipping houses, I would say, creative financing, wholesaling, stuff like that. That made it you got to do a lot more volume now to make the same amount of money.
Yeah.
Back then, you do 2 houses a year, you can make really good money.
Yeah. Let's check. Keep talking, Mark. I'm gonna check my phone to see if we have any questions on the other.
Yeah. So that's how I got from mortgages, slid into real estate. And then I just started, I kept building every aspect of it. I would build the rental portfolio. I built the brokerage. We're currently one of the largest. There's probably, I don't look at the numbers anymore, but we're one of the largest locally owned, independents. That's not your normal franchisees like a Remax or Keller Williams or one of those guys. So the real estate brokerage now, at one point it was the main thing. Now it's just a piece of the puzzle for the rest. I'm hoping that Greentree Real Estate's always been my baby. So it'll always be my forefront. It'll always be the main thing I focus on.
You've been around, you said 2005, correct?
Yeah. So 20 years almost.
20 years. Yeah.
Yeah. I've almost been selling real estate 20 years.
Yeah.
So I've seen a lot. I've seen every bit of it. And when I say that, I think if you truly want to be successful in real estate, you need to do a little bit of everything. And that's why, I would always flip. I done the sales. I started doing the development. I've done the rentals. I've done short-term rentals. And it all feeds each other. If you can get successful at one piece, it's easy to transfer over into the other side. And just the more, and I say this again, the more I have a love-hate relationship with the mortgage industry, but it taught me a whole lot because that's the beginning of any real estate deal is the lending side.
Yeah.
So learning how in owning a mortgage company, I learned from, I learned every single aspect of it from, I used to process every one of my own files. So from the origination side to the title, appraisal, every bit of it. So it was a really good base to jump into real estate. I wouldn't have been half the agent I was if I wouldn't have learned the mortgage business first.
Right. And the guys, to tell you, to let you know Mark's work ethic, I have bought and sold at least 2 or 3 different deals me and Mark's worked on. Like Mark sold my house a couple times. I bought at least 3, maybe 3 homes from Mark. And just to let you know Mark's work ethic, he goes at it. I mean, he relentlessly looked for me a home. I think we looked at 10 homes one time, just one deal.
I don't remember. Mike.
And Mark relentlessly looks, and he looks for that house for you.
I've just always been. I'm gonna have to slow it down soon.
Yeah, I get it. I get it, man.
But I still treat I am taking less real estate clients now and been focusing a little bit on the other side, but I do still sell. I mean, I still do 60 to 80 transactions a year on my own. And to me, it is the biggest thing that people usually do in their life. It's their biggest purchase. Not everybody, but most people, 95% of people, their house is the most expensive asset they have. So like, I feel that it deserves, if they're going to let me help, I need to give everything that I've got to them. And I do, I really do. And then unfortunately, I probably put my own needs in front of theirs sometimes, like as far as giving them my time. Like I stay on call 24/7. I'll drop what I'm doing the minute something comes up. But we've been in some markets over the last couple of years where you had to be a successful real estate agent, you had to stay on call. Right. I mean, it was a 24/7 on call. Yeah. It's a grind. And there was 2 years there where if a good house hit the market, you had to be, you just had to sit there all day and watch the hot sheets. And the minute something hit, if you had a client that it fit, you had to get them to the front door, and you wrote the contract in the driveway. We're not there right now. Rates have really, really hindered the real estate market. I think I saw that pendings are at an all-time low. In May, I think the pendings hit an all-time low. For the last couple of years. I don't know what it is, but real estate's always going to be a great investment tool no matter what you do. I think I read somewhere that from 1960 to 2070, real estate has steadily inclined. I mean, name us, very few stocks do that. Yeah. Right. Now 2007, 2008, we had a dip. But the last couple of years it is skyrocketed. Yeah, skyrocketed. The last few years have been insane. I mean, you've seen it. Look at one of the houses that me and you sold. Go back and look at what it's selling for now.
It's amazing. Like, I couldn't imagine what's worth right now.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I see these houses that I flipped.
When I bought it, I thought, man, that's a lot of money for what I'm paying. And I know. When I sold it, I was like, Jesus.
Man. I look back at these houses I flipped over the years, and I'm like, I saw them for 150, 175, completely remodeled, and you're seeing them sell 275, 325. I'm like, man, I wish I just held everything I ever owned.
Right. And again, we've kind of touched on this. These are just questions that I drummed up for you. So where do you see the future of this market right now? I know you can't tell, you can't, not the Swami, but what do you think?
Yeah. So I feel that everybody keeps saying that we're slowing down. Everything's are slowing down. The market's, there's always your, people that it's going to crash. It's going to crash, but I think we're just getting back to normal. Yeah, it's a 30 to 60 day on market is a normal real estate market. Yeah, there's a lot of these agents that are in the business now that are used to just putting a sign in the yard and getting 9 phone calls the next day and selling it. Like that's not normal. Yeah, and it's going to go back to having to actually work to sell houses. Yeah. Shockingly, you're going to have to work again.
Yeah. You mean like putting your house up for sale in 4 days, it's gone.
That's not going to be the case. Now, if this election goes one way or the other and the economy and the economy's not going to change in 6 months, no matter who's in the office. But let's just say by this time next year, rates are back even if they got to 4s and 5s, which I think that's being a little optimistic, but if they do, then this real estate market will cut loose. Yeah, it'll be a feeding frenzy because you've got so much built up people right now, so much built up supply because people don't want to sell. Only people are selling right now are people that are a necessity sell, or basically that's really it. I mean, why would you sell your house if you had 2% interest rate right now?
Right, exactly.
Unless you were relocating or getting a divorce.
The house I had 2.9 or something, 2.8.
Oh, I don't remember.
And I was sitting at, less than 200.
And if you went,
it was a big home, nice house.
Yeah.
And it was like, I sold for my own personal reasons, but it was like, wow, I should have, you think about it.
You look at it right now. Yeah.
But, but that's, it's here or there, but it's like, you think about that and the same thing, what you're just touching on. It's like, why would you sell? And
they're not. Yeah. That's our inventory is so low. It's crazy. Yeah. And there's still a demand, even with rates where they're at. That's why I say if we do see a rate drop and the demand comes up, and it'll be the Wild West again. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, Mark, the other question I had, next one down. So shed some insights, man, on how like saving and investing in real estate's contributed to your personal financial growth for yourself, man.
It's
what's it giving you?
It's all I got. Yeah. I honestly, I feel, and this isn't by any means like a brag, but I feel that I'm to the point where if I wanted to quit working, I'm right there.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah. And,
that's awesome.
And I'm 43.
Mm-hmm.
I'll work till I'm 80, but it's really easy to get to the point, especially if you're working a 9-to-5, $100,000 a year job. It's easy to supplement that with real estate.
Mm-hmm.
And it's even easier. I mean, not easier, but it is easy to get to the point where you have that residual income coming in off of that you could slow it way down. People will call it the mailbox money, but it's with any new endeavor or any venture, there's a lot of work up front. There always is going to be.
Alex is from Dent Digest. Hey, Alex. Alex says, do you think interest rates will ever be 2 or 3% again?
I kind of feel like that was a once in a lifetime thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
I really do. I mean, it would take years of a really strong economy to get us back to where
that's tough.
That happens again.
That would be tough, man.
It was I don't know. If I had to get, I don't think I'll see it in my lifetime. I hope we do, but I don't think
that'd be great. But I don't.
Yeah,
I'm no expert, but I doubt it.
Yeah, I hope we do, but in my opinion, I don't.
Who knows, man? You never know.
You never know. Nobody knows.
Yep.
Yeah.
But Mark. I mean,
so let me jump back on your question. Yep. So to me, it's the most real estate is the safest and most guaranteed way to build wealth.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the only. I mean, even in your single family personal residence. How can you? There's very few situations where you can show a $200,000 profit and pay 0 taxes on it. And that's in your personal house that you lived in 2 of 5 years.
Right.
Now, if we were if the market stayed the same as it was the last 5 years, you'd be almost crazy to stay in a house.
Mm-hmm.
Build your profit, move, build, move, keep going, because that's just tax-free money. I'm nowhere near a CPA. Like, I'm terrible at it, actually. I mean, I know just enough to tell my CPA what I need done. I've always dreaded taxes, but I will say, I see the benefits of owning real estate every year when I do my taxes, like the depreciation. It's just, it's a no-brainer. It really is a no-brainer. Right. And no matter which, I kind of feel like you can almost get into it with no money.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And if you, just like with any business, you can build it into something really large, really quick with very little risk.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I knock on some wood here. I've never had a bad deal yet. I haven't had a deal I've lost money really in real estate. Now I've had some deals I've worked really hard on and not make a lot of money. My time might have equaled $5 an hour at the end of the day, but I didn't lose money.
But you didn't lose money.
Yeah.
You may not make the money you wanted to make. But
And just like like I said, just with any business, you get out of what you put into it. But if you really get into real, and it's so great because you can do it as a second job so easy.
I had a guest, maybe 4 or 5 episodes ago, I had Rachel and Ryan Campbell from Ohio. He owns a dent business, retail shop. Very successful young guy. They invest as a married couple. They invest in real estate. They have 3 or 4 rental properties. They own their shop. They actually bought it. We had them on, and they kind of told their story, and they're continuing to invest and buy. And they post online every time they get a rental. They show the before and after pictures of remodeling, and then they put it up for rent. And
I mean, ultimately, you got to. My biggest hurdle was learning to treat real estate like an actual investment. I would flip these houses. And when I was 18 to probably 23, I would do a lot of the work myself. I'd be working in there at 2 or 3 in the morning,
doing drywall,
whatever it took to get the deal done. Yeah. But as you grow and as you get bigger, you step away from that stuff. But it's so easy to use one piece of real estate as a stepping stone to get to the next and get to the next. I would say my biggest regret in all of it is I didn't do the bigger deals sooner.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I could have, what I'm doing now, I feel like I could have done then.
Yeah.
Back then I was doing $150,000 flips, and now I'm doing $15 million projects.
I know, man. I've seen.
But the thing is, they're the exact same. It's just it's more zeros.
Bigger numbers.
You're doing the same work. There's just another zero on the end. So, I wish I would have. I don't want to say I wasn't scared. I just wish I would have reached a little further earlier in age.
Right.
I would be retired.
Well, you were learning. I mean, that's a learning process.
It is.
Fixing
but there's a lot.
$100,000 house compared to that.
The beauty of it is there's people out there doing it left and right that are willing to teach you.
Yeah.
almost, that's one good thing about real estate. The real estate community is a lot of people that are willing to teach nonstop, and a lot of them will do it for free.
Yeah.
You know, I know you got some people that want to pay for classes and stuff.
Yeah.
But I've learned the best coaches and the best teachers are the ones that are free.
Right.
The ones that are just trying to sell.
I listen to a lot of podcasts. Of course, I'm that guy that listens to them and hasn't done anything, you know, but I got the knowledge. I've learned some knowledge.
You just tell me when you're ready, Mike.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I want to be, you know, you try to prepare before you invest, you know, I think that's good. But not just, I mean, some guys just jump in and they learn with, you know, they invest in it and learn as they go. But I always kind of prepare, you know, and I listen to Bigger Pockets, you know, shout out to those guys.
Yeah.
Learn from them. Grant Cardone, of course, that's big money stuff there. He's teaching.
Thanks for following me on Instagram, Grant. I do appreciate
That's awesome, man. Hey, it's big money.
I actually met Grant down in Miami. Yeah.
Oh, it's a
super cool dude.
Big thing you had. Yeah.
Super
10X
cool.
thing. Yeah. That's cool, man. Super good. Yeah.
And that's just another example. And like that guy, you know, he built that business without, you know, he wasn't.
Yeah, he was poor. He grew up. He was a poor boy. He turned that into a big shit.
And that's another right. Grant's a perfect example of another way to invest in real estate. You can send Grant some money; he'll make you money.
Yeah.
He'll show you
Grant Cardone Capital.
Cardone Capital. Yep. So basically, all you're doing is buying a little bitty piece of a big piece of real estate.
Yeah, that's true.
And I mean, it's a lot of guys do it.
Yeah.
You can, and I haven't really dug into it. Like I said, I've never had a 401k. I've never had a boss.
Yeah.
So I had nobody to give me a job to give me a 401k. Yeah. Right. But you can, I know there's ways to convert 401ks into real estate. Into real estate investment. I mean, I think it has to go into.
You can.
But I think there's ways to do it with no penalty. And like I said, I don't get into that stuff. I've never had it.
Probably talk to your local bank about that.
But no, Grant's got a full class on it. Yeah. And I mean, from the real estate side of things, I see people's finances. You know, people that are buying houses when we're going through the loan process or whatever. And I've watched what's happened to 401ks over the last 5 years or whatever. I want no part in it.
It's. I mean, I don't know. I invest in stock market. I do buy a lot of stocks and cryptocurrency and things like Bitcoin and things like that. But I mean, real estate is definitely something I'm very, very interested in and wanting to do more of, you know, and
don't wait, man. You're not getting
no, I know.
And even people say now's not the market to buy, and it's probably not the best market to buy. But just like we were talking about, those $150,000 houses 10 years ago, we'll be sitting right here.
Right.
You know, 10 years from now, we'll be saying the same thing.
Yeah, they're going to keep going up.
We'll say the same thing. They're not making
it.
And
it's like, the first house you sold, Mark, the one with the big shop. Remember the big shop I had?
Capitol Hills.
And every day I just kicked myself for selling that place. I should have kept it.
What did we sell it for? Do you remember?
120.
Yeah, 250 now. Every bit of it, all day long. There's without a doubt I could get you 250
it's
today.
Not even that. I would have just had it. It was paid for, and I would have just kept it.
Yeah,
and I could have rented it or just
that shop was awesome.
You know, I know the shop was awesome.
The shop was awesome. You didn't have a backyard, but you had a badass shop.
I had a pool. It's all right.
You had a pool and a garage.
Should have, would have. But But anyways, Mark, another thing I want to talk to you about. So in our industry, excuse me. You know where I'm at now in my career.
I do.
I opened a nice little shop on 10th Street.
Yeah.
A lot of guys in my industry. And we, we're getting into brick and mortar retail shops, and that's becoming a very popular trend now. What we're doing, been going on for several years now. A lot of guys are getting those, all PDR. I decided to make the plunge 3 years ago. We're going in August; it'll be 3 years, and it's been super successful for me. Now I'm renting, and that's the way I went because wasn't really financially ready to purchase property. Because honestly, I wanted to see the numbers if it was going to work in our hometown, because I didn't know. And by renting, I can now see the numbers of what profit's going to come in. Now I see it works very well, and I think maybe purchasing a shop would work. Yeah, depends on the numbers, of course. But
in the biggest factor in that's going to be your rates and current rents.
Yeah.
But I mean, like if I were in your shoes, and we didn't talk about this earlier because I wanted to wait till we got on here to tell you. But like if I was in your situation, I know you would like to own a spot. I would be looking at doing a flex space development. Like I would probably try to do some type of, multi-unit shop. Like, because first of all, those things, like there's guys out there that specialize in nothing but those spaces. It's super easy to manage. You got one little office and a big bay.
Yeah.
I would be looking to try to find a piece of ground that I could do something like that on, build it, and now you've got your income off of that. And you've got and I guarantee it would cover your space.
Yeah.
And you've got an investment, and you've got some ownership. You've got all the appreciation. There's just so much more that'll come with it.
Mm-hmm.
That would be where I would kind of focus if I were going to. Now, the problem with that is if you want to try to, and I don't know what markets we're talking to right now, but like our market, it's really tough to get them approved.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to get it approved in the East End where they're building,
they're building
everything.
Yeah.
So you got to be off the beaten path a little bit, maybe, unless you just hit a home run and find a piece that's already zoned, ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
But anybody kind of turns their nose up at those spaces, if it's not pretty and shiny.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, like I said when we started this thing, I think any business, if I wasn't in real estate, I would still, and I do own my offices, all my offices I own. If I wasn't in real estate, I would still want to own the building I'm in.
Right. I think that's the ideal plan. I mean, the long term, because of the real estate investment part of it, not just the profit made by the business too.
And I have just control issues. Like I don't like a landlord telling me what I can.
Well, we build
business.
businesses to sell them, and that's obviously the long game for businesses.
Yeah,
but
but I mean, if you look at it from the investment side, build the business, sell the business, keep the real estate.
Thank you, Mary Toledo.
What was it? What do we got?
She says, "Good topic to talk about, Mike Gladwell." This was a long comment.
You come up with some good ones every now and then.
That's a long one. I think she's talking about the rates we talked about earlier, 2 to 3%. Yeah. But yeah, back to the shop. I tell you what, it's kind of tough, especially now we do multiple services. We don't just do dents. So now I'm offering ceramic coating and detailing, and then we're doing it at a separate location. So now a lot of guys are doing spas, like auto spas. So they're doing tint, ceramic coating. Of course, our Jeffersonville area.
Detailing,
I have friends that do certain things. I'm not going to step on toes, but we do other things, and so like more like warehouse types or maybe old gas station type buildings, or things like that. You can purchase and refurbish and make them, remodel them and make them look better and more.
And there is an opportunity. I mean, obviously, commercial real estate's really not my thing. I shop it just because I'm always interested in it. I've never sold it. I never got into it. The little bit that I own is personal use stuff. Like like my offices. That's about as far as I've gone with commercial real estate. But I do follow it in our area. I don't follow it, and I don't do a lot. Like I said, I don't dig real deep into it. But in our area, I feel like we're at a spot right now where there's a lot of potential for redevelopment. Being from Jeff, look how much it's changed in the last.
I mean, really,
it
used to be like,
The problem is that Central Jeff is just dead.
Yeah,
everything.
10th Street.
Yeah. The downtown area was really starting to boom, and then the East End happened. And now that's happening,
now the
it feels like
middle and the river
it's
is
just
to blow up.
Yeah. But like if you own one of them little service stations right there next to the residential development we were just talking about earlier, how cool would that be once they're across the streets developed? Yeah,
that's going to be prime location for. I think, like I said, I think I lucked out and got where I'm at because it's right by the bridge. I got a good spot, I got a good deal where I'm at, and now could it be better? Yeah, it could be bigger, but that's I'll take what I got for what I got. But it's worked out. It was a good experiment and see where we're at and if it was going to work, and it is. So
I would tell anybody that's on the fence of renting and buying, if it even remotely makes sense, I would say buy. Yeah, I mean, obviously, rates are temporary. That purchase price is, once you purchase it, that's set in stone. But rates are temporary; they're always going to move. At some point, they'll come down some.
Yeah, you date the rate. You date the rates.
Right?
You know what they say?
Yeah, date the rate.
Marry the property.
I wasn't going to use that one. I hate that one, but yeah.
Friend of mine named Mike Robertson. He told me that when he's a finance man,
loan officer guy. Yeah, that's their favorite line. Look, there he is.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There he goes.
So
marry the house, date the rate.
That's right. That's right. Or
welcome, Mike.
So yeah, I mean, if you're on the fence between buying and selling, I think the benefits of owning a piece of real estate are going to outweigh. Even if they're even remotely close financially on your monthly rent, what's your monthly renting? I mean, to me, it's a no-brainer. You're building an asset. You take control of the property that you're in. Yeah.
True. Yeah, you could expand or
yeah. So, I don't know. I mean, I I think it's always smart to buy.
Yeah.
I hate to say that being
Well, I
yeah.
mean, it's what you do. So.
Yeah. But
but you're not. I mean, you're being right. I mean, you're being honest.
But like I see, just getting into multifamily, and I think we've got we're doing a 96 development, 96 apartment development right now, and 72 of them are done. And getting to know the people that are renting these things, like I knew about multifamily. I knew just enough about the finance side of it and the construction side, but like nowadays people just don't want to own. They don't care about home ownership as much as they used to. This newer generation, they're great. They don't. And I used to be so against it because I was selling real estate. I was like, but I could see where it would make sense not to have to deal with any maintenance.
You know me. I've never rented an apartment in my life until the last 3 years.
Yeah.
I was like,
but how much more free time do you got? You don't have to clean no gutters. You don't have to cut no grass.
Dude, I ain't gonna be lying to you. Being a busy person like I am, it's been nice.
It's been nice. Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah. Can't commit to real estate prices in California. Mary is from California.
Well,
so
that's a little different.
That's a whole different.
Stay single out there.
Yeah. That's true, Edgar. Edgar is from California as well. Yeah. These are all friends of mine. Yep. Yeah. It's rent an apartment. It's been different. It's been a different lifestyle. It has been. I've enjoyed it, but do I miss a house? Yeah, I do. As far as owning a house and having something put towards the future, as far as owning something, but
but we just got a different generation that are renting, they're not doing the same thing that we're doing.
No, it's more like what I've noticed, like those luxury apartments that they're building, like what you're building.
Yeah.
It's more about the social aspect. It's more
100%.
about swimming in the pool, meeting at the pool for the weekend, or going down to the parlor or the cigar bar, or everybody congregates, and it's all right, man. It's cool, but and it's just where it's going, man.
That's
and you see they keep building them and they keep filling them up.
Oh, I know. I was scared when I started mine because I'm like, there's so many more going, but literally we're a 2-month wait list.
And then with the rates, obviously, I think that's driving people too.
Oh, for sure, for sure, yeah. But if you're you're running a dent business right now and you're renting a space, I wouldn't say go pull the trigger tomorrow, but I would be shopping.
Yeah, keep an eye out.
I think I think commercial loans, and I don't quote me on this, but I think a commercial rate right now is probably going to be somewhere in the 8s.
Yeah, 8% range.
Yeah,
and obviously 20% down. Somewhere
just depends on the lender and the bank. Yeah, some banks are 25%.
See, that's the kind of problem. That's kind of the question we're going to go into. Like, the next question we're going to is about actually investing, like just a shop. But like, let's say we found a property, it's $1 million.
Yep.
So you're basically going to put 20% down.
More than likely.
Yeah. And then you're looking at an 8% right now as of today. So.
Yeah. And the other thing,
we got several comments coming in.
And I know one of the.
Okay, what's Mary got going on? Mary says always better to buy because the equity always goes up. It doesn't go down. It's a good investment there versus renting. Renting is always at your landlord's mercy as far as rent increase. That's true. Yeah, she's got a good point there.
Yeah. And they always increase. Nobody calls you up and says your rent's going down.
That's true. Right. Ever. Right. Hey, he's got a point there. My lease is up in August.
And they're not going to say, Mike, we're going to rent you this space for a couple $100.
That's true. And we did have a dent guy, a friend of ours, Gene Fetty, out of Pittsburgh. He actually had to move out of his shop. He'd been there like 6 years, and landlord said, we sold the building.
That's what I was going to say.
You had to go.
That's why I say control.
Yeah.
It's because they do sell a lot. Commercial people that buy and sell a lot. So
say it. And then let's see, Mary said California tricks by price, affordable, and wait until it goes up. As far as commercial property, California is a whole different ballgame. That's true. Yeah,
I'm sure.
She's right. Mr. Robertson says, yep. I think it says dent, guys. I think that's what he meant. Yeah. Okay. We got you, Mike. Can't type. Get it.
But I will say this, and I've seen this in my early years of business. The hard part is financing for
self-employed people. Yeah, obviously.
Nobody wants to show the income.
Yeah, we've been through.
Yeah, nobody wants to show the income. It's a double-edged sword. You show all the income, and I'm not accusing anybody of hiding income.
Yeah.
But if you show all of your income, you pay all the taxes. But you need to do that if you want. You almost got to bite the bullet for 2 good years to be able to get financed.
Yeah.
Show a couple really strong years.
It is tough. I've had just me personally, I've had two really strong hail years this past 2-3 years. Since 2021, they were kind of 20 was obviously slow for a lot of people, not just the COVID, but the hail was bad. And then last 2-3 years been strong for pretty much all of the country. El Nino weather pattern. We go by weather, and hail hits and nails Kansas, Texas, Denver, Indiana got hit. We've had a lot of hail. So obviously that drives the numbers up. Insurance pays out a lot of money for hail damage and stuff. So a lot of the numbers should be strong for a lot of dent guys. I don't know.
Now's the time.
I ain't speaking for everybody, but I'm
time. Once you own it, you can go back to claiming little as you want.
Mike, Mr. Banker here, or Mr. Finance guy, 12-month bank statement loan is 100%.
On a commercial, Mike, see what he says. I think he's probably a residential guy. We'll come back to him.
Come back to Mike.
Yeah, we'll come back to Mike.
So, Mark, anyways, let me see. What was my other question? And this will be our last one, and then we'll go into my 5 stupid questions segment, which is totally.
I wish you would.
This is realtor edition.
All right.
So, Mark, what would you recommend to dent guys, not just to buy shops, but like just investing into real estate, period? Would you
just get into it? No matter what it is, do something real estate.
You said residential. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Yep. Those went away for a long time. You know, when I first got in the mortgage business, that was a super strong product. Was basically you just bring in your last 12 months bank statements and whatever your deposits were.
Yeah,
they would use your income.
Yeah.
It's nice to know those are back.
Yep.
But yeah, I would say just get involved in some sort of real estate.
Yeah.
Whether it be investing with somebody that is in a REIT or a real estate investment group, something like that, or look into, there's always opportunity to flip property. You're not the days of making really big hits on flips are gone. You've got so many of these young kids coming out trying to wholesale property, and wholesaling. I'm against wholesaling, but it is a really zero way to get into real estate. And if you don't know about wholesaling, look it up.
Okay. Like the shows on TV, like something like
no. So wholesaling is basically they're selling paper. They're
okay. Oh yeah.
They're going. Right. Did you see that big article about the lady downtown?
Jeff,
that went
I followed that.
Oh my gosh, dude!
That was an incredible story.
That was a mess.
Mark, tell us a little bit about that because that was incredible. We can talk about that.
So I buy leads still currently for flip properties. At one point I was flipping 20 to 30 houses a year. I don't really do hardly any anymore, but I still buy the leads because they make sense if it's something I can keep in rent, if I can renovate it, or sometimes they just turn into listings for our real estate company. So I still buy the leads. I ran a lead downtown Jeffersonville, and a lady was
Scotty Woodbrink. Hey, Scotty.
Scotty, what's up, buddy? Now he's doing great in real estate.
Yeah, he is.
That's a real estate
I'm one of his clients.
There we go.
What up, Scotty?
Yeah, well, I won't talk him out of buying. We'll keep him renting, Scott. Anyways, I showed up at the lady's porch, and she said, I just signed a contract to sell my house. This house was disgusting, though. The house was bad. You could tell the lady wasn't in great shape.
Yeah.
I showed up. I said, well, do you mind if I see the contract? She goes, well, I didn't physically sign it. They showed me an iPad, and then he clicked the buttons. So she really didn't even know what she signed. She had about in great shape. It's a $350,000 house. It's on Maple Street. Yeah. Great area, downtown Jeff.
Yeah.
The house needed it needed a ton of work, but in its current condition, it was worth about 90 to 100. She sold it for 30. And when somebody's got $50 in the bank, the difference between 30,000 and 90,000 is
big deal,
life changing.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
So I said, do you mind if I look at the contract? Looked at the contract, saw what was happening. It was a wholesale deal. They were just, and before I got home and realized, who I was working with, they had already listed it online for sale for like 110,000. So they basically just sell the contract, the rights to purchase it is all they're doing to make a $80,000 profit or 70, whatever. So I called the guy. I researched the guy. It was a company out of Tennessee. I researched who it was, found out who it was. I called them up. I said, look, she doesn't know what she signed. I said, what can we do to get her? I offered to pay them for the contract. I said, let me just pay you for the contract and let me help her get it sold. And at that point, I wasn't going to try to list it. I didn't want anything to do with it because, and the guys got really, really, rude. They were like, that's not how we do business. And they were adamant that they were going to sell it. So at that point, I posted a picture of the house, and I think I tagged a couple news stations or something, and
did.
then everybody
you caused the stink on mine,
and then it started spreading like wildfire. It went kind of viral in our local real estate market.
Yeah.
And then I had attorneys reaching out from that company. Everybody was calling me, and it got nasty.
Got their attention.
I got nasty for about 3 days. But you know, ultimately, the people that were trying to buy it end up saying, "We see what's getting ready to happen.
We're sorry we didn't listen to you.
We had messed up. You know, we weren't being ethical, and they released it, and she ended up selling it for 90-something thousand.
So they were going to sell. They were basically had her under contract for like 30 grand,
and they were going to flip the contract. They weren't even going to buy the house. They were just going to sell the contract.
Give her the contract, and then just wholesale it.
They got 80, she got 30.
Yeah.
And you know, we ended up we went a couple steps further. You know, our company's got that big moving truck that we let people borrow to sell. So we went and got her every piece of furniture she can imagine. Yeah. All new furniture. We got her an apartment set up in
dude, that's so
out
cool,
in Clarksville. Man. It was a lot of people in the real estate. That's what I said.
Everybody
real estate,
chipped in, helped everybody out.
Everybody jumped in and helped,
so cool,
and all the news stations covered it. It was great. And honestly, she still calls me all the time. Like she's like
so thankful for
she deserves a little bit of help because she wasn't going to get it.
Yeah,
it was a bad spot.
She couldn't do it, man.
Yeah,
you know? That's cool, man.
That's the thing about wholesaling, and they do come to the front door of these people's houses. They do come to the people's door of these front houses, basically not truthful. They come to say, "Hey, we'll pay you cash for your house."
You're down on your luck, especially in the situation she was in. She also had a. It was like taking care of autistic, maybe, or someone that was autistic or something like that, or a relative or something.
Yeah, no,
or something. It was at her business.
But
it was
but
something going on at home, and
the wholesalers come in and basically they tell you they're going to pay you cash. They're going to do, and a lot of them don't have two nickels rubbed together.
Right. Yeah. She was in a bad situation. Yeah, and she just you put 30 grand, somebody's face has $50 in the bank. Yeah, that's Exactly.
Yeah, and she owed $12,000 in taxes.
Yeah, that's
She was going to walk with like $8,000 after all the liens.
She's going to get half of it ripped on her. Yeah.
But anyways, wholesaling, if it's done right, it's a great tool. Problem is, it's kind of got a bad rap. Indiana and Kentucky have both recently passed legislation to try to stop it because it's basically selling real estate without a license. But it can be done right. There is a way to do it right, and it's a very easy way to get into real estate investment without any money if you don't have money to put up starting off. I would say if like real estate investments is on your radar, I would start building my network of somebody on the lending side, somebody on the real estate side. As far as if you're going to do commercial, find you a good commercial agent, take him to lunch, say this is my plan. Same thing with residential. Take a good look in your market, see who's selling, see who's doing great, interview a couple agents, take them to lunch and say, hey, here's my plan over the next couple of years. Will you help me? Yeah. And try to partner and don't just jump around. A lot of investors try to jump around to whatever agent's willing to take.
That's good advice.
Build a real estate relationship with somebody.
Get some help
because like me and you, like if you called me today and said, I need this, I'm going to drop what I'm doing and make sure it happens. Or if you said, I need this piece of property, you're probably going to go to the front of the list. I'm going to try to help you find it. I mean, it's because we have a relationship. If you just call and if you keep jumping from one person, there's no loyalty there, you're not going to get any good service.
Right.
Build those relationships and then jump into it.
Yep. All right, Mark, that's good advice.
Yeah.
Well, Mark, let's go into the Jim's Mitchell's my co-host. He lets me do these the local shows like I do this by myself. But first, man, we're going to go into Jim's favorite portion of the show. It's called 5 Stupid Questions. But first, man, let me give a shout out to one of our sponsors, Magic Mind. Let me go into this real quick. I put it on here. Where did I put that at? Well, never mind. Let's go into 5 stupid questions. All right. Anyways, Magic Mind, guys. Check this out. This is Magic Mind at magicmind.com. This is a mental focus shot, you guys. Check it out. Get it. You can get it use the coupon code R.W.O PDR20. Now, guys, this stuff is awesome. I take this every morning. You can drink this with your coffee. I quit drinking energy drinks. I don't touch energy drinks anymore.
You put it in the coffee?
No, I would not do that. But but you can drink it. It's got a little bit of caffeine. But this stuff here, man, before I fix my dents in the morning, stuff's great. You go, Mark. Take it,
sir.
Give it a shot. Put it in the refrigerator. Get it cold.
Okay.
Here, go ahead. Take 2 of them, man.
Whole bottle?
Yeah. Just 1 shot in the morning, man. Give it a shot. Guys, again, go to magicmind.com and use coupon code R.W.O PDR20. I will put that in the show notes. Okay. All right, guys. Cool. So, Mark, let's go to
All right.
5 stupid ass questions. Are you ready? This is realtor edition.
I don't know if I am. But
Now, I'm
going
going to answer a couple of them, but a couple of them are realtor, and I'm not a
All right,
realtor, so I can't answer. All right, Mark. Have you ever received any weird gifts from your employees or customers? I think I might be able to answer that, maybe, but I don't know if I have.
Nothing weird. It's for some reason it's always alcohol. I think I got a bottle.
Yeah,
I got a bottle.
Yeah, you got me one.
Yeah,
But that wasn't weird. That's cool.
I got you alcohol.
Yeah,
I got alcohol today at my closing.
Did
The
you?
seller brought me. Yeah, it's usually always alcohol.
That's not weird. That's kind of cool.
I know. Yeah, no, nothing.
these
Nothing
comments
weird,
here.
man.
What do you think about seller? Oh, that's more. Well, look, we can answer one more question. All right.
Yeah, all right.
What do you think about seller finance or first time purchase, house purchase?
Right now, I mean, if you've got, are they asking if, what do you think about seller finance on a first time purchase? If you've got a seller that's willing to be reasonable, I think it's a great move. Seller financing went away for a long time there because the market was so strong. You're starting to see a little bit more of it come back now with rates being back up. But yeah, if you can find a seller that's willing to do some financing and be reasonable, make sure I would be very adamant to use my personal attorney or use somebody that I trust to do the mortgage and the note.
As long as you got paperwork.
Yeah,
intact,
to do the mortgage and the note and stuff like that. But seller financing is great.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Once you got paperwork,
as long as
legit.
As long as there, I mean, there is a lot of wealthy people out there that are looking to make 7-8% on their money without, investing. So I mean, seller financing is a great option. If you can find somebody who's willing to do it, I say go for it.
All right. I figured we answered that question. I mean, you might as well ask it.
Let's get back to these
back to
dumbass
stupid,
questions.
the dumbass question. Oh, Mark, you're gonna love this one. This is the one I couldn't wait to ask you.
All right, let's go.
Have you ever sold a haunted house, and what was your selling pitch to them?
Yeah. I sold a haunted property, probably the most haunted property in Jeffersonville. What do you think when you think of haunted? Not a house, but real estate. What do you think of something? It's in Utica.
Okay. Oh, the Witch's Castle.
The Witch's Castle.
So what was your selling pitch for?
I mean, it sold itself, man. It's and weirdly enough.
Oh, that's why the crane was up there. They're doing something.
They're clearing it now. Yeah.
I go to the.
Weirdly enough, I had all these weirdos from all over the country that.
I guarantee somebody bought that place.
Yeah, calling wanting to buy that, and really that place had a bad rap. What happened there didn't actually happen there. Yeah, but it was just in the news for that. But
we won't go into.
But I mean, I used to ride my bike there as a kid as a scary place. I bet you won't go to the Witch's Castle.
Yeah. I mean, we don't go into ghost stories.
Yeah, we won't go into ghost stories, but that would be the weirdest one. Yeah. And I talked to some very eclectic people when I was selling that one. Yeah. But it sold. It did sell.
That's interesting, man.
Yeah, it was a cool piece.
I'm not going to go into a ghost story, but I have been in the house in St. James Court.
Oh, yeah.
And
you felt something?
I seen something.
You seen something.
Yeah. But we'll talk about it on another show.
Yeah.
I think I have talked about it on here. See, thank you. Okay, no problem, buddy. I'll see you at the Mobile Tech Expo, brother, man. All right, let's go to question number 3. This is both of us. If you could eat one food the rest of your life, what would it be?
Oh man,
these are AI generated. Other than the haunted house on which I
it's gonna be something chicken related. I'm a chicken guy.
Me too. I'm a chicken guy. I got away from beef.
If you give up on your diet, you can go fried chicken. But if you want to go healthy, you just grill it.
Right. Danielle's a vegan. Well, was vegan. And then so I kind of, other than chicken, because I told her I was not giving that up, I kind of went chicken only for a long time. So I gave up steak because I love steak. And it was hard, man. And now I kind of went back to steak, but I don't eat it.
I don't understand it, Mike. We're not going to get
I know it's weird.
I'm not going to eat meat, but I'm going to eat chicken.
Yeah, I know. It's just,
you might as well
I was just support.
You were just creating a problem for yourself.
It was just a support thing. I don't know.
Let's go to the next.
Okay, next question. All right. Well, we got comments coming in. I'm sure they're going to be great. What's that girl? Orlando, for sure, brother. Yes, man. Yes, sir. Cluckers. Yeah, Jack. Yeah, Mike. Cluckers. Yeah. Did it. I would never buy a haunted property. You're asking for bad spirit problems. I agree, Mary. Trust me. When I tell the story, you'll know. Yeah, this house, put it this way. I was in there working on the ceiling. I don't even want to go into why I was doing that. There was tours showing up, and I was like, why are all these people coming out the van looking at this place? Because I'm in the haunted house.
You were in it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's all I'm going to tell. All right. Anyways, let's go to question 4. Mark, in your closet, do you have a favorite T-shirt, and what's on it?
Well, First of all, I don't have a t-shirt at all in my closet. My wife, we've got in our master, we've got 2 really large closets, and I have not a piece of clothes in either one of them.
Neither, oh, the wife took over.
I'm across the other side of the house in the guest bedroom, and they're in drawers. Man, my favorite t-shirt is probably, man, I don't know. I'm not big into like
you had one for like 15, 20 years.
It's one of the Back Your Blue police t-shirts. It's my go-to.
It's the one.
It just fits well. It feels comfy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so faded now. Like, I really should get rid of it. And if it ever does finally give out, I'm going to be very upset.
Mine is the I went to Bloomington one time, and I went to Old Navy, and I found it on the clearance rack, and it had, you ever watch Marvel comic stuff?
Oh, yeah.
You know, Daredevil? So, you know, the Kingpin?
Yeah.
There was just a t-shirt random there, and it had the Kingpin on it.
So that was it.
And I saw it, and I was like, it's $9.99. I was like, man, that t-shirt's cool. And it was the dumbest t-shirt ever. Just, man, I still have it, but Danielle lost it. So it's somewhere in the apartment, but I love that t-shirt. The threads are about to come off because I've had it 15 years. Love that t-shirt, man. All right. All right, Mark, last question.
Yeah.
I love this. Was my favorite question. This is funnier.
I thought the haunted one was.
This is better than that one, actually. So when showing a house, have you ever been cornered by a pet that got loose that was supposed to be locked up? If so, did you make it out unharmed?
Yo, yeah. So
you have a story about that?
Man, I got some good showing house stories I could tell you. I've seen some weird stuff.
Did anything come to mind like you were showing a house and like a?
Oh man, I walked and I always they're on my phone. I'd love to show them sometime, but like I opened a laundry room. There was a goat with a diaper in it. I got it on video. Like I've got these several 100-pound pig in a swimming pool in the living room. This is true. This is real. You can't make this stuff up. The pet on the loose thing was probably my most memorable. Was I knocking. This was a house that you wouldn't think this would happen in, but it was a nicer home, I'm knocking, nobody. And I always knock, even when as realtors we send in showing requests, it comes back and says, yeah, you're approved. Yeah. It's all digital now. You know, we don't call anybody.
It's all digital. We get the key out of the box.
Yeah, we get the key out of the box. So I always knock a couple times because I've seen some walked in on stuff that you don't want to walk in on. So I knock and nothing. So I do my thing. I unlock the door. As soon as I open the door, a Rottweiler just,
oh Jesus,
just takes my right side of my hand, just took a chunk right there.
Oh.
Right there. See that? Right there.
Oh Jesus, man.
So like it didn't make a noise. It was like it was out to get me. Like it knew what was happening. It was just waiting. That's probably the scariest one.
Dude.
Yeah, but I've seen some crazy pet stuff.
But you probably don't remember why I'm even asking you this. So Mark took me and showed me a house one time. And we were in the house and we were looking around and it said on the door, a note on the door. It said, "Don't open basement." And there was this cat.
Oh shit! That mean ass cat that wouldn't let nobody pass.
So the people that owned the house,
I forgot about that.
Forgot to lock the cat up.
Yeah.
So the cat was hiding somewhere.
Dude, we got
chased around the house by the cat.
This cat was evil,
and
man.
It cornered us in the bedroom.
This cat was evil.
We had to run for our lives. Like we dodged it. We ducked and dodged it. We got away from it.
I'm glad you brought this up. I completely forgot about that. Might go with the Rottweiler. That cat had something wrong with it, man.
I'm not scared of cats.
Yeah,
me neither. That cat scared the shit out of me.
It's like it was just any second. It was like jump on your face.
I was like, why does this cat want to kill us?
And it just kept coming.
But it had the note on the door that said, "Do not open basement." We're like, okay, we're not going to the basement.
Somebody opened the damn
somebody
basement.
left. Somebody, they didn't lock it up, I don't think.
Yeah.
I just thought I'd put that question.
Dude, I'm glad you brought
that up. But you do this all the time, so you probably had
it had been
the goat
a while.
story.
Yeah.
Well, sorry about the Rottweiler.
It's all right, man. I healed up. Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
Well, Mark, thanks for coming on the show, man.
Dude, thanks, Mike. I love what you're doing, man.
Thanks,
I love
man.
it. And just to say, I followed your journey from day one, man. You're doing great. I don't know your community and your dent removal guys.
There's
stuff,
thousands of us, man.
Yeah, but watching what you do, I bet they all don't do this. And this is important that you do this. I think it's awesome that you're this involved in the community.
I do this for fun, man. Yeah, I do. Even magic.
And you're actually good at it. I mean, you are actually good at dent removal. So
thank you, brother.
Yeah,
I appreciate it, man.
No, it's impressive to see what you've done.
Oh,
yeah, I'm anxious to see what you're growing into.
Thanks, man. Well, I can say the same about you, brother.
Let's go buy your building now.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it. All right, man.
All right.
Let me give a shout out to our sponsors, realworldpdr.com. Hey, man, you need some training? You need it online or in-house? Give Jim Mitchell a call, y'all. RealWorldPDR.com. Respect the crowns. Hey, guys, and don't forget about DentMatePro.com, your simple solution for invoicing and estimating. And you guys in Australia, don't forget about DentMate.com.au to make your Mo Aussie dollars. All right, guys, let's do this. Let's end it. R.W.O. Faux life. Peace, everybody, and Magic Mind. Get you some Magic Mind. R.W.O. 20. All right, guys, MagicMind.com. And Greentree Real Estate. Hey, and one more shout out. One more. Don't forget about the Louisville Thoroughbred Society. If you guys are in Louisville, visit these guys.
Place.
Thank you all for letting us use your beautiful facility for this podcast. All right, guys, R.W.O. Faux life.